Other news, the man killed in a weekend shooting in Beeville has been identified. Beeville Police Chief Robert Bridge says 17-year-old Jacob Thompson was killed last Friday night around 11 o'clock. Officers were called to the scene to investigate a shots fired call near the intersection of Nimitz and Lexington. Police got to the scene and found the young man at the scene with at least one gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police are looking for the person responsible for that killing. If you have any information, you're asked to call B County Crime Stoppers at the number you see there on your screen. So that